Mars is one of the places I want to go most in life. Of course, this does not seem possible for now. The second place I want to go most in life is Antarctica. I will explain to you in detail in a moment which is a certain region of Antarctica. But is it possible? Because some claim that it is forbidden to go to Antarctica. There is even a place where it has not rained for 2 million years. The driest place in the world, I want to go there. McMurdo Dry Valleys. There is not even snow in this 4,800 km² area. The reason for this is the katabatic wind seen in Antarctica. When the cold air in the atmosphere above Antarctica descends vertically by 10,000 meters, it causes these cold winds. These winds blow in the dry valley at a speed of up to 320 km/h from time to time and take away all the moisture in the region. Scientists say people died and were mummified in this region hundreds of years ago. They found animals. They almost look like they died yesterday. Scientists have been able to go there and make such beautiful discoveries. Well, can't we ordinary people go there? You couldn't go there in 1818, exactly 200 years ago. You couldn't even ask whether it was forbidden to go to Antarctica, because the existence of such a continent was unknown. Look, even 200, 400 years ago, you could have asked the question, is it possible to go to Mars? Because this planet, which has been constantly monitored by various astronomers from the Chinese to the Iraqis for thousands of years, was observed up to its poles with a telescope by Galileo in 1610. But at that time, he was not even aware of the 5th largest continent of the planet in which he lived, as did Galileo. Although there were theories and legends about the existence of such a continent, no one saw or knew about this continent until an expedition organized by the Russians in 1820. The South Pole point within the continent was reached almost a century later, in 1911. Only 58 years ago from our first steps on the moon. So this is a place we know very little about, and the less we know about something as humans. Unfortunately, we can have so many ideas. It's all well and good to have ideas, but they can be put forward in conspiracy theories. Mysterious gigantic objects, pyramids, alien bases have become one of the most popular geographies of all kinds of fantasies. Antarctica has been discovered briefly. Since the Earth is flat, it is actually a natural barrier covered with snow surrounding it. Of course, we should ignore those who claim that all these conspiracy theories are a border. What they have in common is that there is something mysterious there, and that someone is trying to hide those mysterious things from us, so it has become forbidden or impossible to go there. The second part of this claim is completely written. It is not forbidden to go to Antarctica. You do not even need to get a visa to go there. Because Antarctica is the only continent that does not have a country, it is not politically affiliated to any place. If we go, it belongs to all of us. If we do not go, it belongs to none of us. In other words, there is a continent there, whether we go or see it. The continent is our continent. We can't say, well, if we leave, will it belong to us? A few centuries ago, in the age of colonization, countries could more easily claim that the places they visited belonged to them. Even after the age of colonization, in the early 1900s, the British, then France, Norway, Germany, and many other countries. We are also making discoveries. Then he claimed that we also have rights. It continued until the middle of the century. Until 1956, New Zealand, which was another year on Earth, said that this continent, Antarctica, should be a world land. In 1959, many countries came together and signed the Antarctica Treaty. Currently, a total of 53 countries have signed this agreement as a party. Accordingly, you cannot carry out military activities on the continent. You cannot mine. You cannot do nuclear activity. Keep in mind, only scientific research is allowed, and special restrictions and rules have been introduced to prevent nature from being polluted. They have even set toilet rules. They have introduced some costly regulations to minimize the damage that human feces will cause to nature. But this agreement is an agreement that no one can have, regardless of their nationality. It does not prohibit people from coming to the continent. You can go wherever you want, whenever you want, even to the South Pole of Antarctica. If it's that easy and it's the place you want to go to most in the world, why don't you go? You may ask. The reason for this is obvious because it is very expensive. In the 1980s, a professor at Stanford University, due to his scientific studies on the atmosphere of Antarctica, a 24.51-meter high hill there was named after that professor, Anartica. If you are wondering where it is, go to Google Maps and type "Believe Peak Antarctica." See if you find it, then let me show you where I want to go. Climb a little higher from Enon Hill. Go out. You will see a shadow about 100 kilometers to the north, and you will wonder where did this shadow come from. It is a pitch-black place on a continent covered with such white snow and ice. Those are the dry valleys of McMurdo. So why is it the second place I want to go to most in this life? Because it is very mysterious, but it is not a mystery that requires a lot of conspiracy theories. These are the driest and coldest lands in the world. In fact, according to a study published in 2016, this is the first and only place on Earth where there is no microbial life, so scientists declared it the region most similar to Mars in the world. So, the region that is most similar to the place I want to go to is Mars. I can't go there for now, but I at least like the possibility of going to the place in the world that is most similar to that place. The edge of the world or the aliens hiding from us have not yet been found in Antarctica, but an ideal environment for research on life in space awaits us there. Moreover, it is not forbidden to go. In order to dream and think and do scientific research, going to Antarctica is not the only obstacle in our minds. It is forbidden to colonize it, and it is free to conquer it with scientific research. If we manage to remove the only obstacle in front of us that is in our heads, maybe one day, somewhere in those mysterious lands 100 kilometers north of Enon Hill will be named after one of us. Who knows?